Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Darkstone Dossiers with your host, Anthony Darkstone.
Greetings to everybody. Buonasera a tutti. Bonne noite, buenas noches, bonsoir, good evening, and of course, good afternoon and good morning, depending on where you are located on the planet. Now, why am I using all these languages? Well, I always do in this show because we have people from all over the planet. On the Gala show, we actually had some Klingons. You'll have to watch that show. I'm not going to tell you about it. It's recorded, so you can watch it. So basically, in fact, welcome. I'm delighted to see a number of our wonderful members of the SAM International Assembly. I can't possibly mention you all. Obviously, we have Rod Chow, we have Donna Horn, John Midgley, Alexander May, all the way from South Africa, our latest member of the SAM International Assembly. He joined us literally a few days ago, joined the SAM. So welcome, Alexander. And at the moment located in Australia is the one and only my brother wizard, Mr. J. Scott Berry. Michael Kelly from the Isle of Man. Thank you all for being here. For those of you who don't know and you are not SAM members, you should join the SAM. And if you don't have an assembly nearby, no matter where you live in the world, you don't have to be an American citizen. You can join the SAM and the International Assembly. Is this a plug? Yes. And you have a ton of benefits that go with it. All right. Well, I think what we're going to do is just get started. Before we get to my guest, I would like very, very much to take this opportunity, in no particular order, to introduce you. In about a month's time, he will become the president-elect, and all the way from Canada, also a member of our assembly, Mr. Rod Chow, who will say a few words of greeting, I'm sure.
Thank you, Anthony. Hello, everyone. It's great to see you all here today. And I'm really looking forward to this Darkstone dossier with Alan Fisher. So all of you enjoy.
And then I think we'll go to currently President-elect, who will lose that title in about 4 weeks or thereabouts and become most illustrious, Mr. Tom Gentile.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're glad that you had the time to come out today, and you're going to be in for a real treat. For those that have not seen our featured guest, he's very creative, very inventive, and has many, many different ideas to offer.
Well, thank you. And of course, last but not least, current president and most illustrious, who also has been in the background and organizes all the Zoom things for every single show that I'm involved in, from the Galas to the Darkstone Dossiers. And without him, nothing would happen. Honestly, it wouldn't. So, ladies and gentlemen, most illustrious, the SAM president, Dr. Joel Zuritsky.
And I'm back here at the Batcave. Yay! For Vegas. So, hi, everybody. Please stick around afterwards because we'd love to do the schmooze and mingle to see how everybody's doing and checking in with everybody. So we're all happy you're here. So on with the show. Back to you, Anthony.
Thank you, most illustrious. Well, I have been to pretty much everywhere in the U.S., but never actually made it to Tennessee. But, you know, Tennessee is famous for three things. Well, Nashville apart. One, it's a certain senator called Davy Crockett. And I figured I would have a little picture of my highly trained pet, who is from Tennessee. I think we can pull him up. David Williamson calls him Rocky. I call mine Davy. And in the last year, this is what I've trained him to do: wash his hands. Oh, okay. I was hoping it would raise a chuckle. Well, it did with some of you. Yeah, okay, that's great. Okay. Davy Crockett, the cap. Yeah, okay. Fess Parker. Oh, God, that dates me, doesn't it? Oh, some of us. All right. Well, I've trained him to wash his hands, and you see he's wearing his mask already. The other thing that Tennessee and I'm very fond of from Tennessee is a certain beverage that comes in a bottle called JD. There's got to be something else. You know what? One of the great things to come out of Tennessee. Mr. Alan Fisher. Alan, hi. Are we going to spotlight you? Yes, there you are.
Hi.
Well,
How
good.
are you?
I'm good. Thank you. How you
I'm a
doing?
transplant in Tennessee. I only moved here in 1991, so they still call me a Yankee. And I could hear John Mitchell laughing because he knows that's the truth.
Well, I mean, I was going to say John Midgley as well, but as I'm going to bring him on as a guest sometime, he doesn't know this, but at some stage I will tell him, and we will do more about Tennessee. But Alan, let's just talk about you. What I'd like to do, in fact, before we chat a little bit about you, as is usual in the show, we do a little compilation of things of people that come on as guests, and I just thought it'd be kind of cool to play a little short tape of you doing a few things. Wow. Well, wow. That was a fun compilation. So, Alan,
Yeah.
you were one of the few people in North America who got invited to compete in Korea at FISM. So, share a little bit about that with us, your trip and your adventure over there.
That actually started the year before at the qualifying heat, as would be called in the Olympics, there at the combined IBM SEM convention in Louisville, Kentucky. And just before I left, I considered it a win that I got in that competition. Be in the SAM competition, the IBM competition. That was goal one. To become a finalist, that was incredible. So right before I left, My family, gave me a big hug, and my wife said, "Do well, but not too well. We can't afford Korea." And I said, okay. I'm not going to Korea. And I got up there and I made it to the finals. I was excited. And I thought, it's a theatrical act. There's music underscoring that fits perfectly. It's a big poem. Maybe there's a theatrical kind of award I'll get. I'll just, that'd be fun. And they handed out all the awards and I got nothing. And I went, okay, well, I still won because I was in the competition. I was in the finals. I won. And then they got up and they said, and now here are the names in alphabetical order of who is being given an invitation to compete at FISM and blah, 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 blah. Alan Fisher, blah, blah. And I just screamed. I turned to the guy next to me. What did he say? He said, "You're going." And so as soon as the thing's over, I go and I texted my daughter and said, "Well, I didn't win any awards." And she texted back, "Oh, that's okay. We know you did your best." But I got an invitation to go to FISM. And she types back, "Oh crap, Korea." And about 30 seconds later, I get another text. "Mama wants you to call." And so that was beyond anything I could have imagined. And getting to go over, getting to be a part of that level, to be considered good enough to be at that moment, just to attend would have been phenomenal. But getting to fly over, getting to go to South Korea for the first time, walking in, and the first place I ate was KFC. That's a whole other story. It was
Really?
right by the hotel. I don't know what I'm eating. And I went, "Oh, look, I understand this. Give me food." We had a ball. We really did. I was doing parlor magic, so that's part of the close-up competition at FISM.
Right.
And we would tech in the morning and compete in the afternoon. The stage competition was the opposite. They would compete in the morning, and in the afternoon, they tech the next days. So I was in like the third day or so of the competition, and I just determined we were going to have fun. It's a huge pressure, you're standing in front of the legends of magic, literally, not just in the audience, but the judges. And I said, no, we're going to have fun. This is going to be a ball. And so it was my goal to be silly the whole day and keep it loose for everybody. We were in a banquet room, basically, and there was just a back hallway that was our backstage dressing room area, which was one level below street with windows. So as the people are walking by, they're looking down in as it's changing. What the hell? All right. So we're back there. We called it Ego Alley. And right from the beginning, I just started screwing around with everybody and being silly and kidding around and having fun. And everybody quickly got the idea of, oh, okay, let's loosen up a little bit and let's follow this guy and let's be kind of fun. And Jim Vines, a good buddy of mine, was there competing at the same time. And he's getting into the same spirit of it. And as we're going through the tech, everybody's a little nervous, but we're keeping it light and silly. And we get the actual competition. And as the X came off, we're back there applauding for them. And we're rooting for each other. And we're helping move props for each other. They had a great crew from Korea that was there. An absolutely phenomenal crew of volunteers to do everything. But we were helping each other out. And we're making sure everybody's got everything. We're just being crazy. And as the day progressed, everybody went, this was not as insane as I thought it was going to be. I went, good. I've accomplished my goal to make sure everybody had as much fun today as I did. Because right before I went out, I was on just after the intermission, and Joan Caesar was one of the people helping to run the competition. She's backstage with me, and she goes, "Well, it's almost over." And I went, "Yeah." She said, "You're the only one here with that. Everybody else is all sweating bullets and can't wait for it to be over. You're the only one sad." I'm like, "Oh yeah, because this is going to be big. This is the moment." And they just had a couple of like theatrical flats that they slid back to reveal us. That was the curtain. They didn't have any curtain, so they just rolled these things in, slid them out, and then on a big screen they ran a video of us. They told us to put one together and submit it. 30 seconds of your act, some pictures. And so we all did it. And we said, and then they didn't use them. They just put up their own montage of pictures they stole off our Facebook pages and stuff. So we had no idea what it played. So the curtain is, or the scrim is pulled, and I'm waiting, and all of a sudden I hear my intro, and I look over. Oh, cool. What's this going to be? And I'm watching the video with them for the very first time, and all of a sudden the thing starts to start. It's like, oh crap, I'm on. Hi. I was going to be in a nice pose to be discovered, and it was just, no, I'm busy watching the video going, oh, that's cool. I used that shot. Oh, hi, how you doing? How are you? But it worked. It worked because every one of the finalists for the parlor competition was in our day. Every single one of them. And they all came up to me afterwards at the award ceremony and went, thank you for letting me relax and enjoy this experience. And I said, thank you for being in the competition. It was an honor to lose to you because you were wonderful. And giving each other hugs. A couple of buddies of mine were in the stage competition, and they went, oh no, it was not like that backstage for us. It was cutthroat. And I went, nah, our goal was to have fun and to enjoy the FISM experience and to have a ball, because it'll never happen again. That moment's never going to happen again. Love it, live it, enjoy it. And I just had a blast.
Well, what a great story on that, actually. Well, some of the folks here know that way back in the day, I was a stage competition host, which means that I had to tell people backstage, move this, move that over here. So if you're doing stage stuff, I mean, it was a nightmare. But like you said, if you make it light and loose, it sort of works. And a good buddy of mine, and indeed other people watching here, Mondre over in Vegas, he was booked to be in the gala show. And I can tell you, setting up, it doesn't look complicated or complex, but it is his particular act. I'm not going to reveal it because there's a really wonderful thing happens at the end with an animal, and the animal's got to be loaded and stuff. So he was actually telling me, in fact, they were pretty good with the gala show. I haven't heard anything about the stage guys, but anyway, it is what it is. And, it was great that you did that. And, this is so much you, Alan, and your personality. But I think also, because of your background in it, you actually have a degree in fine arts. So if you like, you sort of didn't just pick up a deck of cards. There is this theatrical background and years of work to earn that degree. So how did you start that degree, and where did that lead you?
It actually started with magic. My dad's cousin was a magician, and he performed at my 6th birthday party. And the famous story that is told in the family, and has been for decades, when he pulled a rabbit out of the hat, I went, well, how about that? Mm-hmm. Everybody thought I was just enamored with the fact that a bunny rabbit appeared. No. I was talking about my friends who were all sitting there with their jaws on the floor watching my cousin Melvin Bain perform, and the rabbit came out and they were like, ah. And I thought, wait a minute. I thought magicians were like magical people and had special powers. This is just Melvin. I go over to his house. I play with his daughter. This is Melvin. He's doing this. Maybe I could do this. How about that? And that started it. And bugging Melvin to teach me things, and getting the little easy magic tricks out of the back of comic books, and going around, and then doing my first show when I was 9 for the Catholic Daughters of America Court Charleroi. 20 minutes for $20. I was on my way, boy. I was a pro. And that got me involved in acting, and eventually I got accepted into now Point Park University. Then it was Point Park College. I got an acting assistantship and spent 4 years working at the Pittsburgh Playhouse Theater Center to earn a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in musical theater. And just immediately, literally the day after graduation, started in with one of the biggest production companies in Pittsburgh at the time. A gentleman named Don Brockett, ran Don Brockett Productions. You know Don, you might not know it, but if you had kids or grandkids, you've watched Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Don Brockett played Chef Brockett in The Neighborhood. And he had a phenomenal production company. He and his comedy partner, Barbara Russell, were legends in Pittsburgh for decades. And I got to work with Don for like 10 years doing shows. And literally, he cast me right out of college, and I just started working. all the while never forgetting about magic, still performing, still doing parties and corporate work and stuff like that. My parents were so happy when I finally learned how to drive because they were tired of driving me everywhere.
Yeah. I could imagine. And of course, those who know you well, you're a very kind of happy guy, and you're one of those effervescent personalities. I mean, I've had a lot of fun talking with you and communicating and liaising with you, putting this the show together and all the back stuff. I mean, it was just great. I mean, it was a joy. Sometimes it's a chore, but with you, it's a joy. I'm not bad mouthing any previous guests.
No, not at all.
No, but
not at all.
sometimes it's a chore. But but with you, well, the others as well. But it was just a heck of a lot of fun. And how cool was that? I had two shows, one after the other, that I had fun putting together. The one before you was J. Scott Berry, which people know, and I've known him since Noah built the Ark, and we had fun putting it all together, as I did with you. So that's very cool. I've now got to the stage of, hey, this is good. Let me just find guests I can have fun with now. But to take you from your college, you are wearing it. And of course, we have to mention it. The gentleman O'Brien with the whistle, you were actually, part of 4F, and not everybody gets invited to that. Share some of your experiences at 4F.
Right after the Louisville competition at the combo convention, I got an email from Obi saying, loved what you did. Would you like to know how to get into 4F? And I just wrote back, whose grandmother do I have to kill? Give me a name, I'm fine with it. But I got a couple of sponsors and was able to go up for the first time there in I guess it was 2018, getting my bachelor's degree, the first time you perform, and I'm sitting there, and that front row is literally the legends. Everybody who's been honored as a guest of honor at 4F is a reserved seat in the front row, and I'm looking at these people going, you're my idols. I'm about to poop my pants. I'm like, freaking out. Going, no, I'm going to have fun. Great. And they put a program together that they send around to everybody, and they do a number.
I'm just going to interrupt you for a second here, because I think we have a clip that we're going to pull up to actually see you of a still shot of you at the 4F.
Oh,
I mean, we saw some of that in the video, I know, but we'll search around in the archives, and if the robots and Techn's doing its job, that'll come up. If not,
that's right.
we'll get you to do what you do best, which is just chat to us.
Steve Beam was the MC for the New Friends show, as I call it. That was where I was performing at. And one of the early versions of that program had inadvertently mentioned I was from Italy. And I wrote back, went, no, I'm from the United States. But oh yeah, sorry, that was from somebody else. Boom, boom, boom. But somehow he never got the updated thing. So he's going through to do the intro, and our next thing is first appearance, going for his bachelor's degree from Italy. You're not from Italy, are you? No, but I like Italian food. And of course, it gets a big laugh. So I was able to walk on and have that kind of reduce the tension in me of going, okay, everybody's laughing already before I even walk on. I'm all right. Let's have fun.
Well, this is a great skill that many people will die for, and you're one of the naturals at it. I mean, I have to praise you. It's going to embarrass you, but I'm going to have to praise you. You're one of the naturals. You have the ability to take a moment, ad-lib, and ad-lib is not something that happens in 30 seconds. It comes from a life of learning how to ad-lib and when and where and how, and it just kind of clicks the button in your head and it comes on. So this is one of the great things I admire about you, that you're able to turn something over and go, yeah, but I like Italian food. I mean, it's a quip. It's not particularly hilariously funny, but people who understand that go, wow, that was really clever, to seize that moment, as it were. Yes. And speaking of quips and things, you spent some time, I believe, in Tennessee with a great hero of mine. How else can I describe him? I happen to think he's an amazing scriptwriter and director. His timing is impeccable. And like me, I'm sure there are millions of people who love his work. And that's the legendary Mel Brooks. We do have a picture of you coming up, which I think we'll put up on the screen so everybody can see. There you are. That's at one of the Tennessee theaters. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the Tennessee Performing Arts Center.
Right. Right.
A few years back, Mel Brooks did a 5-city tour with the movie Blazing Saddles. And the idea was they would show the movie. They'd put a big screen up in the theater and they'd play the movie. And then he would come out afterwards and talk about the film for about an hour and then do a Q&A session with folks in the audience. And I'm like, okay, I gotta go. And my wife actually gave me tickets for my birthday, but she bought the VIP package ticket, which meant I got to go backstage afterwards and meet him.
Wow.
So I'm freaking out because he has been my hero since I was a kid, growing up listening to him and Carl Reiner do the 2,000-year-old man. And one of these days, I'm going to put the 2,000-year-old magician routine together because I think that would be hysterical.
You should. You should. I can't think of anyone else who could do that. You must. Yes.
But so okay, get to meet him. I'm waiting in line, and I happen to have with me. I was wearing a pin that I got at the combo convention. That was the combo IBM SAM pin that I got at the convention when it was in St. Louis. They handed those out, and so I happened to be wearing it on my jacket that day. And Mel Brooks looked at it, and the other pin was a rabbit coming out of a top hat. And he's like, "Why do you have a rabbit? And what is this other pin?" I said, "Oh, I'm a magician." But so we talked magic for a little bit. Bloom, bloom, bloom. Oh, I'm actually having a conversation with Mel Brooks. This is so cool. And they take the picture, and I shake his hands. I get a nice hug from him, and I'm like, "Oh, this is so neat." And as I start to walk away, I hear a voice behind me say, "I helped design that pin." I turned around. It was Vinny Grosso, who was the tour manager for Mel's tour for 5 cities. And I looked at him, "Vinny, what are you doing here?" And he went, "Hi, I'm the road manager, blah, blah, blah." And it was absolutely the last person. I never expected to run into another magician backstage at a Mel Brooks show. But it turned out that he was there with Vinny. And the only reason they came to Nashville was the first city on the tour was his son's in-laws live in Nashville, and he wanted to visit them. So he said, "Put Nashville first on the tour. I want to visit my," and they went, "Yeah, sure, whatever you say." And I'm like, "I don't care, come."
Wonderful. For those of you, for the 3 of you who are watching this who may not have heard of Vinny Grosso, he was actually at one time the president of the Society of American Magicians. The story of how he got there in a couple of short years is actually quite an interesting one. He is also known from time to time to take his clothes off in Las Vegas on stage.
And on national television.
Well, I wasn't going to mention that, but if you want to find out more about this man, yes. And the other claim to fame that he sent me, because I pulled his leg several times and offered to buy him a razor. Because if some of us going back a few years, every time you saw Vinny, he had a stubble. He had a stubble. And you think, what the hell can't you shave? Either grow the damn thing or shave, but this is ridiculous. So we would do this repartee about the razor, and then out of the blue, he sent me some really nice things about a pen that when you write and hold it under a flame, everything just disappears. So that was very cool. Yeah, he's a cool guy, and recently most illustrious, and he'll tell you all about this in the chat, I'm sure. It was in Las Vegas giving awards to David Copperfield and Jeff McBride and Abby McBride and several other people. He actually went to see Vinny's show. So I'm sure he'll tell you more about that. But anyway, let's just come back to you. Speaking of theater and food, etc., you've done almost a decade of comedy clubs, and sometimes
that was where the improv stuff was learned.
Really learned.
Working that.
Even at some stage as a pineapple. I mean,
yeah.
I think we got a picture. We got a picture of you as a pineapple.
You when you're an actor, you do as I say, a theatrical horror. You do anything for a buck. And there we go. This happened to be. I'd love to say it was some fancy thing for Del Monte, but no. This was actually a wedding. This was an example of rich people with way too much money who threw a monster reception for their only daughter, might have been, but for the daughter's wedding. And so the Don Brockton production company I was telling you about, they hired Don to come in, and we did a full show. The big mansion outside of Pittsburgh, and they put up like a circus tent in the yard and had a full orchestra and a dance floor. And we did a 30-minute musical review after dinner on the dance floor. But during the cocktail hour, we were Atmosphere.
Oh, nice.
and we erected a little fountain and had a girl in a mermaid costume. That's my wife as a Ziegfeld showgirl, and I was dressed as a pineapple for an hour and a half at a $250,000 wedding reception.
Yeah, that sounds like an Oscar-winning movie, The Ziegfeld Girl and the Pineapple. Yeah, okay.
Pineapple. Yeah.
Well, speaking of Ziegfeld girls and stuff, we have a black and white shot of you, I think was after a burlesque show or something, but I'm sure you'll fill us in on it. Yeah, I think we'll pull that one up. There's a black and white shot of you when you were much older, of course. Yes.
Oh, yes. This actually dates back. Yeah, there we go. Back to the 80s. The show was called Big Bad Burlesque. It played off-Broadway at the Orpheum Theater in 1979. The national tour was formed in 1980, and I was part of it from 82 to 88 when it finally wrapped up. I started as what they call the juvenile in burlesque terms. It would be the second straight man, the lowest guy on the totem pole. Worked my way up through straight man and second banana to the starring role of top banana. And this particular photo is the last cast of the official tour. We were in Hurricane, West Virginia at the Mountaineer Dinner Theater. It's one of those theaters in the round where the stage drops from up above and it looks like an old barn, and you lived upstairs in the dressing rooms. But we had an absolute ball doing this was a recreation of exactly what burlesque was like back when the baggy pants comics ruled the stage.
Right.
The 30s and early 40s. So we did every sketch imaginable. Meet Me Around the Corner, the Shed House Quartet, Dr. Cure-All's Transformer, Courtroom, Crazy House, Schoolroom, every crossover, every bad joke, every story joke you can imagine I have told in baggy pants somewhere in this country, because we toured from coast to coast with that thing.
Well, you know what? Kitsch is good. I'm sorry it went out of fashion. I loved it. There was all these great one-liners and the kitsch jokes, as it were. Now you went out and I can't imagine you doing this, but you told me you did 2,500 singing telegrams.
Again, when you're an actor, you sing for your supper sometimes, quite literally. While we were still living in Pittsburgh, as the tour was starting to break up and the dates were getting farther and farther apart, I'd pick up magic shows where I could, but I started doing singing telegrams in Pittsburgh. And over a couple of years span, I did over 2,500 of them. The most was on a Valentine's Day, dressed in red tights, red leotard, a giant foam diaper, the baseball cap, the arrow in the quiver. I was Coach Cupid, here to coach you through the big day. And I did 18 of them in one day.
Whoa.
Yeah. But I traveled for a couple of years with every kind of costume in the world in the back, because you got into crazy costumes, and you had to go in the little mechanical monkey with the symbols. That was the logo of the company. Eastern Onion was the name of the company. And you went in and you did 5 minutes of comedy with a stupid little monkey, and then you sang the telegram and you left and you got your money.
Okay, yeah, it's a living, as they say.
It's a living.
Bring us back to kind of mainstream magic, as it were. And I mean, you've picked up along the way a few awards, but there's one in particular we have a still of, which I think is worth showing for two reasons. One, it's a prestigious award. And the other reason is the gentleman presenting it to you at the time was the international president of the IBM, and also happens to be one of the former presidents of the IBM, who's part of our International Assembly, which you are a member as well. So we have, there it is. Yeah. Talk us through that. And what was the award all about?
That's my
from
good buddy,
Joe M.
Turner.
Turner. Yep, Joe M. Turner, absolutely.
Joe Turner, good buddy of mine out of Atlanta. He was the international president of the IBM at that time, as you said. This is special to me because it was presented at the Winter Carnival of Magic. That's the convention that IBM Ring 58 out of Knoxville, Tennessee holds in Pigeon Forge every year towards the beginning of March. It is a phenomenal convention. Come down to Tennessee, play and have fun with us. We get incredibly silly. And being only 3.5 hours away, my club is the Middle Tennessee Magic Club out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. So we kind of consider Winter Carnival to be our little home away from home convention. That's our playground, stomping grounds. And we go up every year. We buy a block of seats in the back of the theater every year and take about 12, 14 people and just cut up and have a ball for a week. But, you know, being able, I did the competition so many times just because I wanted to get in front of my friends and show something new I was working on. But to get the, you know, the top honors one year, and I think this was the year I got second place, doing the act that I eventually took to Fizzle. So it made it doubly special to be able to get that award at my hometown convention, if you will, but also to have it presented to me by my buddy Joe M. Turner. That made it extra special.
Indeed. Now, your good lady, we can't talk about. You spoke about the Pigeon Forge, etc. We can't really talk about you and your career, etc., without actually mentioning your good lady, because she's won a couple of awards of her own, and I gather that you and some of her produce, if we can call it that, shows up at magic conventions. And she is, for want of a better word, the cookie queen. And she's won some awards for that, right? I think we have some pictures. There she is. We'll pull up a picture. We'll pull up a picture of her. There she is.
There we go. This is like around 2001 or so, 2002, when she won the National Mrs. Fields Recipe Contest. It was called Winning is Sweet. And she invented a white chocolate almond cookie, entered it in the competition, won. Part of the competition, they were tied in with not just Mrs. Fields, but also the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society and the NBC soap opera Days of Our Lives.
Right.
So they sold her cookie in the Mrs. Fields store for about 6 or 7 months, with proceeds going to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And they flew her out to LA, and she did a walk-on cameo as a nurse on Days of Our Lives. And there she is with the cookie. It was originally invented for me as white chocolate amaretto, but she knew the amaretto part wasn't going to sell in the store, so she swapped out for almonds and took first place. And people then began saying, "Hey, can you make cookies for me?" So her and our daughter there created the Fabulous Baker Babes. That's the kind of name they go by. And now she has a full menu, and you know, this is the reason I get invited to magic conventions anymore. In fact, there's talk. This is the reason I went to FISM, was because of the cookies. I mean, literally, we have, and this is just what she had samples of around the house today. You know, there's an orange creamsicle, there's a chocolate chip mini witch, we got snickerdoodles, old-fashioned molasses, key lime white chocolate chunk, lemon deluxe, cup of cocoa, salt and caramel double chocolate chip. Oh, there's a Fiesta fudge, the chocolate glazed peppermint, midnight, shimmering sugar, ultimate chocolate chip, strawberry dream, chocolate overload, white chocolate amaretto, simply cinnamon, and a cinnamon roll. Oh my heavens, I'm hungry.
You do realize you've just alienated the entire audience, because we all hate you.
Yeah,
we can see the damn thing. We can see the damn things, but we can't touch them or eat them or smell them or chew them. Yeah.
But I just got booked at 6 more conventions.
Right. Well, actually, to be serious, and just for a moment, you know, different magicians are known for different things, etc. We Scott Wells for his martinis, etc. And you know, off camera, off stage, whatever, when you're hanging out. I've done my banana flambés in various places, various celebrities looking on and eating them and things. So, and you now, through your good lady, have become the cookie magic man. So yeah.
I'm Mr. Cookie Lady.
Okay, that'll work. That'll work. Yeah. But you talked about to do with leukemia, etc. And I know, and this is going to embarrass you, but I have to say it so people know. It's very important. You also spend a great deal of time helping people. Let's just call it that. You give blood. You do work for.
Yep, that was yesterday. The
There you go.
American Red Cross Blood Drive here in Tennessee did a Power Red, so that counts as a double donation.
And then you also have been involved with a food drive in the past, and one this, I think, picture's coming up here of one of the food drives from the past. If we can pull that up, big screen, and you can talk us through it, Alan, a little bit.
Yeah, this was, oh, there we go. Yeah, this is the, it's called a reverse parade that supports the Second Harvest Food Bank here in Middle Tennessee. And the way it works is we take over 7th Avenue in downtown Nashville, and we set all these tents up, all the different vendors and food guys. Mix 92.9 was the local radio station that was one of the sponsors. WKRN News 2 is our media coordinator sponsor. They're the TV station. And we all have these, little tents set up. And then folks that want to make a donation of food items, they load them in their trunk, and they're the actual parade. They drive down the parade route and they stop at each one of our little booths, and you perform for them, or they get a tote bag or something like that. And then you get to the very end, pop the trunk, the food donations get taken up by the volunteers. And last year, we actually collected 12,000 pounds or 6 tons of food.
That's a lot of food. Yeah.
It was amazing. The event goes from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And this year, we had it just this past Wednesday. It was absolutely phenomenal. I don't know what the final tally was, but I know we've at least collected enough. They're estimating for over 30,000 meals to be provided to needy folks here in Middle Tennessee, because the need is great, especially coming out of this last year of the pandemic. There's so many people that are food nervous, or however they're trying to phrase the terminology these days. But it's 1 in 10 adults and 1 in 7 kids in Tennessee. It's heartbreaking.
Cool. It is. Kudos to you for doing that and taking, the talents that you have to, put it to, shall we say, a really, really, really good use. I mean, yes, you donate blood, the leukemia foundations, etc. But this, I think you did one a couple of days ago. Is that right? I think we probably have a couple of recent shots of you there actually performing. Oh, there it is with the mascots.
Just 2 days ago. Oh yes, the 4 Tennessee mascots. In Nashville, we've got 4 sports teams. Off as I'm looking on the right, that's Nash, the saber-toothed tiger from our NHL team, the Predators. Next is T-Rack, the raccoon from the Tennessee Titans, our NFL football team. I'm the fat guy in the middle. Next is the Booster, the rooster. He's from the Nashville Sounds, our minor league ball club. And on the far end is our newest one, just introduced this year, Tempo, the coyote from our pro soccer team, the Nashville SC, or Nashville Soccer Club. And actually, Tempo stopped by my tent after this picture was taken and started playing around with my daughter, high fives and that stuff. And they pointed to my magic table. And my daughter said, "Oh, do you want my dad to perform for you?" And he's, yeah. So I started performing magic for Tempo, and my daughter filmed it. And it's up on my Facebook page, Alan Fisher Magic, where you can see me performing for a coyote.
Yeah,
and,
you actually,
there's our tent there. There's where we were set up, and I was doing rings and coloring book and sponge balls and stuff like that.
Oh, this is so cool. This is so cool that you give back. And I think, because personally, I think this is a very important thing. And we're very fortunate that we have a lot of mutual friends who feel the same way. If you've been given a talent, and yes, obviously you have to work on it and hone it, it's only right and proper, in my humble opinion, that, you give back to the local community and to the world at large in some way. And you actually were, a couple of days ago, you kind of, shall we say, had some fun with a lady who presents things on television, and you did a professor's nightmare for her. That's also on your Facebook page. I would have loved to include it here, but like time constraints and everything, you can't include everything. But people can watch it on your Facebook page.
All you gotta do is go out to Facebook and look for Alan Fisher Magic, and you'll find there's the video there that she took and posted on her Facebook page of me doing the professor's nightmare with her. There's another video she shot of me with one of their other anchors doing sponge balls, and of course me doing a coloring book for Tempo is out on my Facebook page as well.
Well, I can assure you, it's worth watching. Okay. I'm not just saying it because Alan's here listening to me. I would say it anyway. They're really superb videos. Obviously, yes, the skill, yes, the pattern, yes, the timing, yes, the overall performance. But to get reactions from what I would call, hardened news people from TV that you get, now that's skill. It's just not going to happen. Usually TV people, if you work in TV like I have in different slots of it, they're kind of like, yeah, show me. Yeah, show me. But, you got them right from the get-go. So it's really, really worth watching. Now, you mentioned to me, in fact, that, you're a kind-hearted man. Well, actually, I said that you're a kind-hearted man.
Yeah.
And you mentioned, in fact, because I said it, you want to give some money away today. Is that right?
Yeah.
Let me well, I mean, you can't do it for everybody. Let me see if I can find it. Let me go to the gallery and see if I can find you someone who looks like he could use some money. Let's see. Oh, well, we got a ton of people here. Oh, my goodness, a lot of people here. I'll tell you what, seeing as you're a little round gentleman and I'm a little round gentleman as well, why don't we get a really nice slim guy who has to walk into his building sideways because it's that narrow. It's a Canadian gentleman. I think you may know him. You haven't arranged anything with him, I know, because I know you said to me, I'd like to get a volunteer, and I know you haven't arranged anything. Take my word for it. So where is he? He's just gone. There he is, Mr. Rod Chow. Yes, Mr. Rod Chow.
Hi.
So, Rod,
Alan.
would you be kind enough to relieve Alan of some money, please?
Absolutely. I love doing that.
I have no doubt that you would be thrilled. Now, I will tell you, we're going to be using 5 envelopes, and each one of them does have money in different value in each envelope. It is American money, so this may work out for you. I don't know what the current exchange rate is in Canada.
We love American money. It's way better.
Yeah. So we're going to play a little game that I like to call Win Alan Fisher's Money. So let's have fun with our game show today and see if Rod Chow can win some of Alan Fisher's money. All right, I'm going to pull the camera down here to the table so that we can all kind of see what we're doing. There we go. 5 envelopes, each one with a different amount of money. We're going to play a county game, but first we're going to shuffle these. And if you were here, you'd be allowed to do the shuffling yourself. There's an easy way to tell them from up and down because you have clasps on one side. And of course, you have no clasps on the other. And that is how we're going to identify them.
Okay.
You're going to give me a number between 1 and 5, and I'm going to do a counting game using that number. And the way it'll work is, let's say you picked 4. Then I would go 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll always turn one over in the process. Now they're all clasped down right now because they're all mine. When we finish, some of them could be clasped up. They all could be clasped up, or they all could be clasped down. Whichever ones are clasped up are going to be yours. You'll get the contents of those. Anything that's clasped down will be mine. So Now I said 4 times. Everybody's going to count along to make sure I don't cheat, that I do the counting sequence 4 times. But how many envelopes I count is going to be up to you. Is it going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? Give me the number.
Let's try 5.
5 it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, flip 5. Now this is the second one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 4. We've gone through with the number you picked. And as I said, every envelope that's clasped up, you're going to get the contents of. And I already see you've gotten 1. I'm not happy already because this means I'm losing money. But let's see how much, or first, how many. So that's clasped up, that's yours. And that, oh my, that's clasped up, that's yours.
Wow.
That's clasped up, that's yours. That's clasped up, that's yours. Oh, at least I get to keep one of them. So 1 out of 5 gets to stay with me. These all are yours. And
I'm happy. I'm happy so far.
You're happy so far. Yeah.
Yeah.
Legitimately, they all have money in. It's all American currency and all different values. Let's find out just how much you've earned in this first envelope. It's an American dime. That's one.
Okay.
Okay. A dime. Let's see what we have in this one.
What?
It's stuck. Here we go. Hit.
Ah, okay. It's getting better.
It's a quarter.
Yeah.
It's a quarter. So you are getting a little better, but okay. This one. What do we have?
Come on. Oh, gee.
We have an American penny.
We're not going the right way here, Alan.
We're not going a good way here for you. No, we're not.
Let's
Okay,
get some
let's take
paper currency. I like paper currency.
Let's see what we got. Let's see. It's an American nickel.
What happened to all the paper currency?
It's an American nickel. We got that. Yeah. Nope. Sorry. So what you want is 25, 35, 40, 41 cents is what you won. Now, had you picked a different number, this could have wound up being one of your envelopes. As it is, this one stays with me. And let's see what we have in here. Oh, yes.
Hey,
This one is the $100.
that's the paper I want.
bill.
That's the paper.
This is the one I get to keep because it was clasped down. So I'll just put
Oh,
that
geez.
away. But I've got 41 cents here for you. Now I can hang on to this and give it to you when we see each other at the next convention. Or if you'd like, I could just donate this to the SAM fund in your honor. Or I can put it in my daughter's piggy bank. What would you like to have happen to your 41 cents?
Your daughter's piggy bank.
My daughter's piggy bank it is. I will put it in her piggy bank, but it was a darn good try, Rod. You had every chance in the world to win,
I did.
but my
was
wife is
fair.
delighted that I got the 100.
Well, I'm sure your daughter will be happy. So
She'll be thrilled with 41 cents. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Alan. That was great.
Yeah, it was. That was a lot of fun. I love the bit when the coins came out. Like everybody else, I'm thinking, where's the currency, paper money? So yeah, back to timing, scripting, and your great personality.
Well, actually,
Alan.
I performed that just this past Sunday at the V1.1, the online digital assembly for the SAM. And John Midgley, who's on here today, was the big winner then. He got 2 cents out of me that
I
day.
did better than John Midgley.
So you did better than John.
I did
Always remember
39
that,
cents
Rob.
better.
You did better than
Done.
John Midgley.
Well, you know, eventually, I'm sure you'll get to more and more currency. And speaking of currency, in fact, if you've not seen Rod's brilliant currency act that he did on one of our gala shows, not the last one, but one of the ones, one of the International Assembly Gala shows, he did some very, very cool things with money, I can tell you. It's worth watching. It's on ABRA TV, channels 20 and 14, and certainly on the showcase, the SAM showcase, for which Most Illustrious will put up the link in chat. So make a note if you want to see. There's all kinds of stuff. There's all the previous dossiers and all the gala shows and everything. It's well worth watching, I can assure you. Not because, we put it together, but because it's just great, nice people there as guests and performers. Alan, we've come to that wonderful time where the clock is ticking along, and it has ticked and talked itself already, believe it or not. And thank you for doing that. But I just want to say, and again, Most Illustrious or Rod or somebody will put out a little thing, also a link called Friends of Magic. What is it? Basically, if you're a layperson watching this, or a magician, and you have some lay people friends who like magic, just ask them to join it. It's very easy. You don't have to do anything. It just costs $20. That's it. And there are a number of benefits, which I'm sure Rod and Tom and Most Illustrious will talk about in our meet and greet, which is coming up in a few moments. But the important thing is to get the link up there, so any lay people, which is what we call audience members, by the way, no insult intended. It's what we refer. We have several other names, but the nice one is lay people. So, no, really, I'm just kidding. Okay, well, Alan, all remains for me to do at this stage before we jump into the meet and greet and people talk directly to you, either via chat or the mics are unmuted, etc., or they put their questions in chat, and myself or most illustrious will call up the person. And I've just noticed, in fact, we have another International Assembly member who's joined us a little bit late, but he's here, a good friend of mine from England, Paul Abbey. He's another one of our members. He ducked in, so I dare say he'd probably want to say a few words later. So all remains is for me to thank, in no particular order, Brett Saul, who is behind the scenes, who takes care of the room and does an amazing job behind the scenes, to most illustrious for organizing all the Zoom bits and pulling up the pictures on time, and of course, my wonderful guest. So would you please give him, either like this or with the reaction button on your Zoom, a very nice round of applause, and thank you so much, Alan.
Thank you, Anthony, for inviting me. I had a ball. It was a thrill, and let's open up the floor and find out if anybody's still there.
Oh yeah, they're here, and I'm sure they're all chomping at a bit and want to chat with you. Okay, so I'll leave you to chat with everybody now. Yeah, meet and greet and schmooze and mingle, as they say. Yeah. Okay.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to open up all the mics.
All right, sir.
In the meantime, don't forget, Brett's put it in the chat, but find Alan Fisher Magic on Facebook. You'll love it. And look for me and friend me on Facebook. I'm that Alan Fisher. There's only 500 of them. I checked. There's 500 freaking Alan Fishers on Facebook. So yeah. Look at that weird number Facebook gave me. Isn't that easy to remember? Good, great. Just look for the picture of me and Mel Brooks. You'll find it.
Exactly. Look up also at some stage while you're all chatting with Alan, etc., or via your mics or in chat, the Friends of Magic link has been put up by most illustrious. So do tell your lay people friends about it. It really is worth checking into. Okay.
Hey, well, I want to say a few things, Anthony.
Right, please, yes.
Yeah, so I just want to say thank you, Anthony, for actually putting on this Darkstone Dossiers. These Darkstone Dossiers are absolutely fantastic because we get the inside story of the guest that's on. Normally, you go to the lecture, you hear about the tricks and so on, but you don't get the inside the backstory and how this person got to where he is today. And it was so great to hear about Alan's experiences with the FISM, and then with 4F and what he does for charity. So all this is so great that you don't hear about. And I've seen Alan a lot this year. He's been online very frequently and seen his magic, his lectures. But now we get to actually see what Alan really is about. And Anthony, thank you for asking those questions and actually getting that story out to us here in the audience today, and for people that will watch this later on as well.
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, so great.
Kind of you. Thank you very, very much.
And this is another benefit of also being an SAM member, that we get notified of these events. This is sponsored by the Darkstone Dossiers, sponsored by the SAM. And then we can see these again as an SAM member in the archives, as well as on Abra TV. So please, if you're not an SAM member now, or if you are, tell others to join, because there's so many benefits of being an SAM member. And it doesn't cost a lot. Anthony will always say this, that it's probably the best deal around. It's $55 for a paperless membership, and you get unlimited access to over 100 years of MUM magazine. You cannot buy a book with that much magic in it. You can go all the way back to 1911, the first MUM newsletter that came out, and then magazines from there on afterwards, and magic and interviews, all sorts of stuff. So you cannot get that anywhere. And plus, it's all indexed now. This is the new thing that we come up with. So you want to look up something, you just actually type it in and you can be able to find it right away. So if you're an SAM member, you actually have unlimited access to that. You have unlimited access to our video library, which have lectures from our lecture series. And then all this, you get notified, Darkstone Dossiers, right? Because we send out those notifications to the members. So really it's a real big thing to be a SAM member because the benefits are just incredible. And now is actually a good time to join because right now the Assembly Growth Awards are on. Anthony Darkstone is actually also the president of the International Assembly, number 272. And yeah, that's a great assembly because members from all over the world, SAM members from all over the world are actually members of the International Assembly. And last year, Anthony's assembly, I'm so proud to say this, that his assembly won the Christopher Award, which is the Assembly Growth Award for the greatest growth for that year. So congratulations, Anthony, for that. And he has actually received a gold, virtual gold medal for that because we come up with new virtual gold medals for all the winning assemblies. And there's 5 categories. So this year, actually, the deadline is actually May 31st, which is in a couple of days. But if you want to help an assembly win, okay, whether it's your own assembly nearby where you live, or if you don't have one nearby, you can be part of the International Assembly if you're somewhere elsewhere in the world. And then that will help the International Assembly maybe achieve, another win this year, another Assembly Growth Award. Okay, so now's the time. You register online at the SAM website, magicsam.com, and then indicate either assembly nearby you or International Assembly, which is 272, and be a member of that. And then you do it before May 31st, then it could get recorded to help the International Assembly or assembly near you be eligible for one of the 5 Assembly Growth Awards that are going to be awarded this year. Okay, so I encourage you all to do that. And if you're already a SA member, that's great, but bring in a friend. This year's theme was get just one. So, bring in one friend and then help an assembly win the Assembly Growth Award.
Well, just to add, thank you, Rod. Just to add very quickly to that, we have to acknowledge Mano Rodriguez's work. She is the SAM administrator, and she processes the membership cards, the PIN and certificates, etc., to go out to new members. As I said recently, we've had from South Africa, the first member ever, as far as I know, certainly in the International Assembly, as far as I know, in the SAM, Alexander May, who joined us from South Africa. We have people from China, Singapore, Malaysia, all the Nordic countries, Canada, of course, we have quite a few Canadians, Sean Farquhar, Rod, Michael Likey, Keith Byers, a lot of Canadians. We have people from Norway, Morocco, several from England, several from Scotland. And, we're all a good bunch, and we just kind of get together and we chat and things, and people make friends. And Elmo Huvila, who is a young man from Finland, who was actually in one of our gala shows. He's written a review on the last gala show, which will hopefully come out in the July MUM rather, sorry. That's the plan, which I've asked the editor to do, alongside the cover feature on our incoming president, Mr. Tom Gentile, which is traditionally in July. That's when they go on the cover.
Why?
So, and the reason I mentioned Elmo is
July, Mom.
July, you're right. Yes, absolutely. What did I say? I got it wrong, I'm sure. June, I said June. Sorry, my mistake. July, correct. Thank you. And the reason I mention that is because members get together. He spoke to our other member, Jay Scott Berry, and before you knew it, Jay was doing a lecture in Finland. Some other people spoke to Jay, and he's doing a ton of lectures now via Zoom in Scotland and Arizona and someplace else. So there's a lot of skills and talents that are interchangeable, and people connect with each other, and they just, do great things. And to me, personally, not just professionally, is really what it's all about. And if you belong to an assembly already, you can actually also join the International Assembly. There's no reason why you can't. There's no dues to pay, nothing. You get access to our private members page, as some of you know, our members are watching. And that's about it, really. So it's a great camaraderie, and I like to think an actual example that happens every day of the word that we use in the SAM, and that is compares. Look it up to see what it means. It's a caring and sharing and I'll just kind of leave it at that. Okay, so I'll now, I don't know if Most Illustrious wants to say a few words, or Tom, our incoming president. Leave it to you guys. You chat.
I like to hear from everybody else. I mean, we're all here.
Paul
So
Abbey has his hand raised.
Oh, okay. Howdy, Paul. Yeah, it's our member from England. Hi, Paul.
There you go. Great to hear your chat tonight, Alan. It's fantastic. It was a really, really inspiring, really, really good chat. Two things I wanted to bring up. First of all, I'm so envious of you meeting the famous name that you talked about,
Mel Brooks.
Mr. Mel Brooks, of course. I've been a great fan of him for many, many years. So very envious about that one. But I just, as a fellow actor, it's really, really good to meet other magicians who are also actors as well. And I did laugh out loud behind my muted microphone when I saw the picture of you in the pineapple, because you'll really appreciate this. I'm an actor as well, which is how I got into magic. And I once was employed to play a pair of pants, a t-shirt, and a sock. Yeah, for sure. And that was an advert that was for British Airways many, many years ago. And we all had to, there was a whole crowd of us, we all had to wear these kind of shell suits at the time and make shapes. And it was supposed to be a takeoff. Actually, that's wrong. Actually, it was supposed to be a takeoff of the BA advert, but it was actually for washing powder. So there you go.
I've done so many of those kind of industrials over the years.
Yeah.
I've been the Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, a talking Christmas tree. We have a photo somewhere where my wife is a giant pot of peas and I'm a Care Bear lunchbox.
Fantastic. There you go.
Speaking of actors in showbiz, I wasn't going to bring it up in the main show. You'll understand in a moment why. And no, we do not have any stills at all. Thank goodness. You once had to perform in a diaper, Alan, didn't you?
Okay, here's the story. This was stand-up comedy, mid-'80s or so. And I got sick. I mean, deathly sick, and had diarrhea. Running to the bathroom every 20 minutes kind of diarrhea. And I'm headlining the show that night, and I know I ain't gonna make it. I ain't gonna survive. So en route, I stopped at the grocery store and I bought a box of Depends, the adult diapers.
Hello.
And I ran into the restroom at the grocery store and I put on a pair. I had my baggiest pants because I figured I was going to need that. I put that on and I get to the venue and it's a biker bar. Oh yeah. And it's a giant shoebox room, right? The bar's on that side, bathrooms are over there, and I've got 200 leather-clad bikers. Okay, not a problem. I can do a dirty act to keep these guys happy for an hour. That's no problem. I've just got the other problem. So all right, opening act gets up. He does his 30 minutes. I get up and I'm going into the act, and it was about 15 minutes in when I realized there was no turning back. Okay, this is why I bought the damn things. So at that point, I tested the product. By the time my hour on stage was over, I had tested it 3 more times. So as they would say, I was packing a full load. And I headed to the restroom. Now, it was a great show. They loved it. I standing ovation. And I'm like, just let me go to the bathroom. I get over to it. And again, it's just one giant shoebox room. The door opens into the club. All right, fine. And I go in, lock the door. and it's just a room. There's no stalls. It's a room, a sink, and a toilet. Okay. And so I head over by the toilet and I'm semi-straddling it, get the pants off, put them way to hell over here. And then I start going at the Velcro ties like it's a NASA spacesuit, you know. I'm straddling the toilet as I'm starting to lower the fully tested diaper. And I get to about my knees, which is when I learned the lock on the door didn't work. That's when a gentleman about 6'3", 320-pound named Snake opened the door. As I'm literally standing there, he doesn't help. He turns around and proclaims, "Hey boys, look at what we got here."
Oh, God.
As I'm standing there with the diaper around my knees, looking at him. Yeah.
So
who books that?
Yeah. Well, we've kind of all been there at one stage or another. When we're signing the contracts, about the only thing that they don't sue you if you don't show up is if you did. They don't care how sick you are. And I don't know how many of you believe or don't believe in God. I'm not going to talk religion, but I'll tell you what, I want God to bless the man who invented Imodium. You know, because if you're in showbiz, sooner or later, something's going to hit you. It could be, you know, just a cup of coffee on the damn plane, right? So yeah, we've all got a story or two, but yours, I think, is probably the best I've ever heard. You know,
there were so many
it could only happen in a
weird
biker bar.
There were so many weird clubs that we played in the 80s. They were doing one night a week, stand up. I can remember we were somewhere in West Virginia. I don't remember what the name of the town was, but it was the absolute quintessential redneck bar. And again, it's just a big shoebox kind of room. And they had a 4x8 foot platform on, just built up on 2x4s, sitting on the floor. That was the stage. I said, okay, I don't care. I'm 2 inches higher. This is good. And they said, okay, show's about ready to begin. And they knew, because they watched, live at the Comedy Store, what all the different shows are on at the time. They knew comics performed in front of a brick wall. I cannot make this up. They brought out a photograph of a brick wall, 8x10 framed photograph, and they hung it behind me so that I would feel more comfortable because I was performing in front of a brick wall. And I looked and went, seriously? Okay. And I'm looking around and it's a pretty dark room. And I went, do we have any lights? They went, oh yeah, hang on. The bartender reaches under the bar and pulls out a car battery, takes the jumper cables, boom, and they had 2 car headlights nailed to a 2x4 over the bar. And that's shining on me. And I just looked and went, is that all you got? And the man says, you need me to turn on the high beams? No, that's okay. I'm fine.
Oh, wow. Oh, I think James Stranger has raised his hand. I think you want to say a few words, sir.
I'm a first-time member, and I enjoy the show. What I want to say is that this year is not how we meet as a organization. I belong to the IBM, and I'm president currently in Ring 26 in New York City. I'm past president of the SAM in 194, and a 50-year member in the SAM Parent Assembly. What I want to say is we all meet and have fun, which is something different than this. This is how we get to communicate. This is how we get to talk with one another. This is how we find out what happened and how we can avoid things and how we can take care of things and be responsible. When maybe 50 years ago, because I'm pushing 80, This year I'll be 80 years old.
God bless.
I worked at a Christmas affair for the American Legion. And my wife and I, we were doing a little bit of stage magic and whatever. And one of those I had where I poured milk into a paper, folded paper, and I opened it up and all kinds of flurries came out of it because the milk disappeared. And in front of me ended up with a 3-year-old going, "Mister, why did you do that to me?" And I'll never forget it. I mean, it was so heart-wrenching that he thought that I was dumping on him. And this here really, took away the audience from appreciating what was really going on, because he just is nothing like what Alan was talking about. But these are things that we can communicate with one another and explain. Years ago, before the pandemic, we used to have meetings, and then after meetings, we used to go to restaurants, and there'd be a dozen or 2 dozen of us sitting at a restaurant, and we'd.
Okay, is it just me or is Mr.
Froze.
Oh, he did.
lost
freeze.
him.
Oh, he froze. Okay,
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
those things. Oh, wow! What a,
If
what a,
he
what a
comes
good-
back, we'll bring him back in. Okay.
Yeah, okay, Brett. Thank you. Yeah, we have Mr. Mike Stanley here. How's your daughter doing, sir? She usually appears with you.
She's doing fine. She's had sprained her ankle, but she's doing much better.
Oh, good. Oh, and I've just spotted the most magical couple ever, Drew and Donna. Donna is a member of our International Assembly. Nice to see you guys. Yeah, you're looking good.
Oh, yeah, I just came to visit Alan. I love what he does, and
Hey, Drew, good to see you, pal.
you too.
Hi,
And-
You could
and
have.
of course, we love the SAM. So
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
we're into the.
You could have said you came to see me too for 30 seconds. Come on.
Oh, that's
You
a
could have
given.
That we
Yeah,
assume
you
that
know,
we assume that
Donald
that
always says something nice to me. Right.
I'm
that's it.
sorry. Can we start again? I'm sorry.
Oh man, these are just lovely people, and they go to. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I got to do this. I really got to do this. They're lovely people. Get on their mailing list. They do the most amazing get-togethers on Wednesdays. Regrettably, contrary to popular opinion, sometimes I need to sleep with all the things that I do, and for me. It's like 3:30 in the morning or something, and by then I really need a couple of hours of sleep. So I jump in. If I can't, well, but that doesn't stop you guys from getting in touch with Drew and Donna and getting on their mailing list. Trust me, you should. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it was important. Yeah.
No, I was just about to say how happy I was to see you, Anthony. But I mean, if you wanted to interrupt me, it was,
Send me an email. Tell me how happy you are. Right?
But thank you, kidding aside. Thank you for putting these together. It's very, very important, to all of us that you do this. So thank you.
You're very welcome. I mean,
And that was a great interview. And Alan, you were great tonight. I've seen your magic before and saw some of your lectures, and they were marvelous. And you're a funny man. Keep up the great work.
Oh, well, thank you, Mike. Thank you so very much. And hey, if any of the assemblies or the IBM rings that are present are interested, I'm more than thrilled and delighted to stop by your next digital meeting and do my sharing talk. It's free. I can run it anywhere from 30 to 90 minutes. I've done one for the SAM for B-Assembly 1.1. I did one for an IBM Jam. And I'm more than happy to stop by and visit any assembly, any ring. Just let me know when your Zoom meeting is, when you'd like me to come in, and how long you want me to blabber for.
I've had a word already with the president of the SAM International Assembly, and he tells me he'd be delighted to take you up on your offer.
I'm there.
Okay,
Well, I'm here, but I can digitally be there.
I'll tell him. Yeah,
How's your
you have to,
trilingual?
yeah, you have to bring cookies because she does that amaretto and chocolate and stuff. Yeah, okay,
I
yeah.
will be more than.
I'm not, but he's open to bribery. He's open to
Oh, I
bribery.
know he is open to bribery. Yes,
Oh, yeah,
we all know that.
Yeah.
That
Hey!
cookies and a bottle of Jack.
Absolutely. You got my number.
I wash it
Ladies
down.
and gentlemen, I have to do this. I'm sorry, I have to do this. I love this man to bits. I spent wonderful times in his kitchen in Brooklyn and New York. Absolutely adore him. I really do. Even Jeff McBride calls him Uncle George. I just want to welcome, and I've just spotted he's here. I'm going to embarrass the heck out of him, but I want him to say a few words. Ladies and gentlemen, absolutely love this man. Our Dean, Mr. George Schindler. Can we put him up on the screen, please?
Hey, do we have any time?
We have all the time you need.
That's my one trick. I carry it on my desk for all these Zoom shows. It's time for dinner, and I'm going to have to leave you. It's a very interesting. Enjoy yourselves. Goodbye.
Thank you, George.
Thank you for visiting, George. Thank you.
Thank you. That was really nice. Thank you, George.
Oh, that was fantastic. I'm honored that he took the time out of his day.
I know. He's just, well, what can I tell you? So, we're chatting now. I can come out of character and all that kind of stuff. I just love that man. I just love him. Oh, our incoming president, Tom. Yes, Tom, please.
I think I have your friend's relative here.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
He's not a happy camper. He was stuck. I found him in my yard. I stuffed him myself.
Oh, God. Well,
he sits right up on my shoulder.
Yeah. Kudos to David Williamson and everything, but I like yours better.
No feeding.
No.
And no litter box. That's important.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, folks, I mean, so over to you. Please chat directly with Alan or ask a question or type it in chat, whatever you need, please. We're just all here to have fun amongst friends. So, the bar's going to open shortly.
Oh, yeah.
We'll all be gone, but the bar's going to open shortly. Okay.
This was actually the part I was dreading the most out of the whole deal. Sitting and chatting with Anthony for an hour was no biggie. That was just talking to an old friend that I just met. He's like a long lost brother that I can just yak with for hours and hours. It was at this point where they go, let's open up the floor and see if anybody has anything to say. And 27 people are going to go, why the hell did they pick him again?
So, yeah, over to you guys. I mean, go ahead.
And the God, I'm so popular.
I think everybody's waiting for that perfect question to pop in their head.
Yeah. I think Jay's got his mic open. I don't know if Jay's want to say something. My brother Wizard.
Alan, it's great to see you. I really enjoyed that. You're just one of these naturally jovial, funny guys. And to me, that's one of the most special things, not only in our art, but in our world. So from my heart to yours, from all the way from way down under, mate, I just want to send you all best wishes, man. Hope to see you soon.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, my friend. I cannot wait until we're all able to gather together again. And because for the last 14 months, I've really started to pat myself on the back, break my arm, make a name for myself, quote unquote, by doing these, being able to digitally visit clubs, visit assemblies, visit IBM rings, independent magic clubs around the world. And I've made so many wonderful friends that I've never met in real life yet. And I cannot wait to get together with them, to hug them, to tell them how much their new friendship means to me, how exciting it has been to be able to connect with them via the internet, via Zoom, but just to stay connected to my magic community and get that energy. We all know as a performer, you're on stage and it's the life cycle of the performance. You're throwing it out to the audience and you feedback on whatever they're giving you. If it's drama, you're getting the feedback. In the comedy, it's the laughter. Magic, it's the oohs, the ahs. But it's a cycle, and it's like the ultimate infinity loop of life on stage. You're throwing it out to the audience, they're throwing it back, and it's so hard to get it back through a bloody screen. You're like standing here with dirt balls, throwing them at a wall, hoping to God something sticks, and you got no clue what's going on. But the people on the other end are sitting there; they don't even have pants on, and they're just going, "What the hell did he say again, Martha? I'm trying. Last time the man said he were a doctor. Now what the hell show is this?" You know,
Oh,
last
man.
time I tuned in for 20 minutes, he sat there and he played with some screwball dragon. Now I don't understand this show. You know, it's one of
I love the comedian. Yeah.
Oh, man. Speaking of screwball dragons, he says kudos to the late, great, wonderful Jerry Andrus, who I had the blessing and the privilege and honor to spend time with in his home for an entire day. I just want to say that Alan, and you can look this up on the SAM site. I don't know how to do this on the IBM site, but most illustrious will put up the link. If you go to the SAM site, Alan's lecture is there. He's done one for the IBM, and like you said, you know, if you want to do one for your assembly or have him over on one of your Wednesday nights, Drew and Donna, you know, that'd be great. I don't know. I'll just leave it to you guys. I'm just tossing ideas out there. There it is. Yeah, www.
Magic Sam, and you look for the Assembly V1.1. I believe I'm in the archives there from last year, maybe around October of last year. And on the IBM site, again, you're looking for the IBM Jam archives, and I think I was December. That was one of those real last minute ones. I'm sitting there on whatever we were doing on a Tuesday night, and we're online, or I'm getting ready to do something, and I get this text, wild text from the IBM going, "Hi, you doing anything next Tuesday?" And it was Alexander, and I went, "No, Alex, what's up?" He goes, "Great, I need you to do the IBM Jam for me." And I went, "Oh, you should just do a little pop." He goes, "No, you're it. And I got to know in 2 hours so I can plug it."
Right.
Okay, that's my meeting night. I've got a meeting booked. Let me go. So I'm calling everybody going, "Can we change this week? We're okay. Where's that? All right. Hi. Okay, I'm ready." Like, great. And then they go on the air, and as planned, next week it's going to be Alan Fisher. And I'm sitting there going, "Oh, son of a, okay, I can do this. Hang on. I got cards somewhere. Hang on, look, I got a card badge. I can do magic. I got a dragon. I'm fine. I got something here. Here we go. Okay. Hi, how are you, boys and girls? Uncle Alan here playing with you. Yeah.
Oh, I've just noticed, in fact, because during the show, I very rarely look at the grid, almost never. I've just noticed Terry Kagan is in here as well, one of our International Assembly members. Yeah, you should get to know this gentleman. He does the most beautiful, intricate, amazing carvings and sculptures. I won't say anymore. I can't do his work justice. Get to know him. That's Terry Kagan. You'll see him there, and I think I'm pronouncing his name right. It's either Kagan or Cajun. No, that sounds something from Louisiana, doesn't it? Cajun. No, it's Kaegin. You pronounce it however you want. Okay. But anyway, get to know him. He does all these amazing things. We have so many talented, lovely people who do different things. Anyway, if there isn't anybody else who wants to say a quick word or put something in chat, I think I will ask most illustrious. I think we're coming up to that time, probably over it, aren't we? A little bit to wrap things up. So
Thanks, I told Anthony. You there was no way to shut me up once you get me started. Sorry.
Thanks, Anthony. And by the way, Alan, I love your stuff. I mean, I've seen your lecture before. Everything from like the Constitution to the Dragon, like the diversity. You like a big kid, and it's just the creativity involved. So I really enjoy your stuff. And just the little tidbits of like, how the heck do you think of that? And I'm always looking for the new stuff. And thank you to Joel and Anthony. And it's the highlight of my week. So thank you.
Thank you so much, my friend David. It's great seeing you.
Yeah, David's got some good stories of his own from his days in Tannins. Yes. Are you still there? Or you used to be, I know.
I was there for 25 years, but I left there about 3 years ago just to do more private work and gigs and things like that. But yeah, what a great experience.
Oh, yeah, you got some stories, I know. You were actually, I think, on a show with Tony Jr. in England, who's also one of our International Assembly members. So anybody out there, if you'd like to come in on the International Assembly, just get in touch with me. And the only difference is you just need to tell Mano which assembly you want on your membership card. That's it. So if you want to keep your own assembly, whatever it may be, just keep it. You can still come and join us and share in the camaraderie. And I just echo what our incoming President-elect Tom just put up on the chat, which you all saw. Welcome back. So yeah, if you're back and you want to come and hang out with us, Jeff, at the International Assembly, just get in touch with me. Happy to do it. Yeah, we're all about having fun. We're all about having fun. We even have a master cake maker in our assembly, and you can go and look in your previous issues of MUM, and she was on the cover, and she made this amazing cake for your birthday, didn't she, Tom?
Yes, she did. I waited 2 days for it to be delivered too.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I ate it.
I said, they're so close to me, they could still send me it. We cleared out the freezer, and just in case,
It wasn't that big a cake, Tom.
It sounds like at the next convention, we just have to have a food session.
That's it. Yeah. Food and magic. That's it. But I tell everybody that Jay sang to me on my actual birthday in Australia, and we were a day behind. And I mean, that's surreal. Only in the SAM could that have happened.
Yes.
With Anthony at the helm.
Thank you. Well, a lot of help from different people, because what it was, I'll tell you real quick, and then we've all got to go, I'm sure.
We do more together.
We do. Yes, you're absolutely right. We do more together. And it's just having all these wonderful, wonderful people in the International Assembly.
That was easy.
I found out about Tom's birthday, and the gala show was supposed to be sometime this month. And I went, oh, it's April 26th. What can we do? So I'm scurrying around talking to all the cast. Can we do this? Can we switch around with this? And whatever. And boom, it came together on April the 25th.
Just happened.
Yeah, just like that. Nothing to it. Yeah, nothing to it. Well, anyway, we got it done, as they say. We had a cast meeting. We had everything, thanks to Joel. Of course, he sets all these things up. Brett came in and helped us, and the performers with lighting and sound and all sorts of things. So, yeah, I mean, we do a lot better together. This was just great. And I had this wacky idea, and I got in touch with Donna, and I said, can you make cake? And she went, yeah. And I said, can you have the SAM logo on it and says happy birthday, Tom, along the edges? She said, yeah. I went, wow, great, let's do it. So we did it. Go to the showcase, watch it. It's a good show with a great cast. But no disrespect to anybody, the after party meet and greet was more fun. Trust me, you gotta watch that. Right? Am I right, guys, or what? Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's so true. So true.
Yeah. Well, so it's like Tom said, we had I got in touch with Jay, and I said, listen, what we do, and I'll bring you on last. Okay, we'll put the cast order, and you do that, and that. Then you come on with your guitar, and we'll switch cameras. So Tom didn't even know what was happening. It was all supposed to be a surprise, and the cake was a surprise. And, it was just a camaraderie, just all doing common pairs and just having fun together and just being, for want of a better word, family, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's black sheep in every family.
Well, you have to bring that up, didn't you? Okay.
You can always hear about the good cousin, Anthony.
But
Hey, guys.
I'm the sorcerer one. I'm the black sheep. Yeah, I'm the wizzy one. Jay and I have been talking about this. So we got some surprises lined up for you later in the year, right, Jay?
Yep.
Yeah, we have.
Always something up our sleeves.
Hey guys, this is Brett here. I'd like to pop in for just half a second here. And I don't know that the transition is going to happen before the next Darkstone Dossiers or not, but I'd just like to throw out a massive thank you to Dr. Joel Zaritsky for being our virtual president, who has been behind the scenes helping us on this, making this all happen. So,
well, thank you. I'm a real dude, by the way. I'm just not, I'm a real guy.
Yeah.
I'll meet you all, give you all hugs.
That's a hologram, Joel.
Someday I'll give you hugs.
Max Hedron of magic, yes.
Oh, I don't know about that. Let me tell you, I'm working very, very hard. Well, I am one, and so is Jay, but I'm working very hard to make him an honorary Scot. Why is that, Anthony? Well, the man has good taste in whiskey.
That's it.
12-year-old Glenmorangie. Oh, look, there you go.
Ooh.
See.
I didn't think I could love you.
Could somebody
anymore, Joel.
spotlight that man, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
No,
There he is. Look. Yeah.
Ooh.
Can we
What
get
do
a
you
close
got?
up of the bottle,
Oh, yeah.
please?
Wow,
That's the 12-year-old Glenn Morangi, I think. Yes.
look at that.
Is that the 12-year-old
Oh.
signet? Oh, it's a 12. Yep. It's the
That's
Glenn
the signet.
Morangi signet. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
And
man.
Morangi.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think that beats your cookies, Alan.
Yeah.
Oh no, that is what you dunk a cookie in.
Yes.
Ooh.
yes. Wash it down.
Uh-huh. Oh, hang on. I think Drew just went and got his 20-year-old bottle. I don't want to say
Let's see what your bottle
he,
is.
he
Oh, they said-
okay,
they
now
said-
I need to go out
Drew
and
got-
get
what do you
a black label Jack Daniels. That's the 20-year-old stuff down
Will somebody walk over with it?
Yeah. And some good gentleman Jack. Yes. Okay. Well, I think, ladies and gentlemen, top that. And the short answer is I don't think we can. So, a great. Oh, unless you want to show us your bottle, Drew, will you?
Oh, no, I was, okay.
Go ahead.
I don't know if
Born on
this
date?
counts.
Ooh, look at this.
Ooh, yes.
Oh,
yeah,
nice, man.
absolutely.
Let me have.
You
Let me,
dropped it.
why can't I? Oh, there it is.
Ooh,
Oh,
and it's
Glenn Morangi,
Oh, you were
18.
going to Glenn Morangi.
Morangi.
Same as.
18. Nice.
Same as. Yeah.
This is why I get along with Dr. Joel so much.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Alan, is this what
Okay.
you're talking about?
I know
Oh
exactly
well,
what
now
you're talking
that'll work, Brick.
This was 20 years old when I got it. I've had it for 25 years. So
It's about time you open
this
it.
this is
Give
a
me a
sour mash,
quote.
it's not a bourbon. So
Is there a born on date on that bottle?
Oh. Well, Jack Daniels is whiskey. It's not bourbon.
you're right. It's a sour mash. It's not a whiskey. It's not a bourbon.
It's whiskey.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it's not
bourbon
bourbon.
is made in Kentucky, where I'm from.
Hey now, St. Louis, Missouri. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
Here you
There's
go.
a born on
Special
date on that one.
anniversary edition. Special anniversary edition. Certified and sealed.
There you go.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
from the king here of beers. Ring
Wow.
one.
All bourbon starts as beer.
Wonder if it's
IBM
not yet.
headquarters right there. The king.
Now, if somebody show me about Pappy Van Winkle, I'll be impressed.
So Brett, that means my Zima's not going to hold up, right?
Your Z-Man got a shot.
You got it.
How about that special Samuel Adams that costs $350 they put out every year?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, here
I'm
in
sorry,
town,
see-
when they do the Pappy Van Winkle's releases, you actually have to join a lottery to get the option to buy a bottle of Pappy. Like it's the 26 especially. So
Now
and
down
it's
here in
hard to get.
Tennessee, you just head on down the road there. Cletus will run you off a jar of clear, no problem.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. Yep.
Hey, I'm only one step above you, Alan. I know what that stuff's like. You know, Hatfield McCoy, that was us, boo. That was us.
That's a special Jim Beam copper lager.
Wow.
Certified.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Special anniversary edition. That's not a regular size bottle. This is a 24-ounce bottle. Yeah.
I have an empty bottle of Gatorade. Does that count for anything?
He started as a magic club and has turned into Booze Clues. What the hell happened?
Booze Clues.
What flavor Gatorade, Alan?
That's what
Depends on
Magic
the
Club
flavor of
would
the
do,
Gatorade.
Alan.
Have you never been to an after party at a magic show?
Yes, but I can't remember them.
That's why it's the Booze Clues.
Thank you, Alan. The song is now in my head. Thank you. And I'm over here going, because I got the kid. We be searching for booze clues.
Okay, I'll take care of that for you. Baby shark, do baby shark.
We can do the best of Barney if you'd like.
No. Well, I have to think at one time you were in a Barney suit, were you not? Alan, did you ever Barney it?
I've never Barneyed. I've been in a dinosaur, but it was not at a Barney. Now, my wife actually did a multi-city tour for Kraft Macaroni and Cheese, where she was Cheezosaurus Rex.
Ooh. I've worked with a Barney.
Cheezosaurus Rex. This has degraded into absolutely nothing, but it's been wonderful because that's exactly what this group needs.
Absolutely
to blow
nothing.
up steam as we're coming out of this is to be just completely, absolutely silly, stupid, nuts, funny, yahoo, wahoo, waka, waka, waka. And before they actually turn off the electricity, because we're paying too much for the bill. Anthony, thank you for inviting me onto the show and just being silly with me. Dr. Batman, thank you for all the technical work and of course everything you've done all year. Go out to the chat, guys, download it, save it, because all my contact information is in there. Email me, you can go to the Facebook page, roll around in the mud, make love to it, whatever the hell you do with a Facebook thing, and let's keep in touch and have fun and be silly. And that's all I got left, because this says booze in it all night and I'm done.
Visit the links that most illustrious and Rod have put up for Friends of Magic and the Assembly, etc. Thank you, Alan. Thank you so much for bringing, this is some joy, some laughter, and some serious things as well. And I think we're all better people for having shared our screens with you. So thank you so much for sharing the camera and a mic with me and with everybody. Real pleasure to have you. And we ain't done, buddy. We got stuff to do. I can promise you. Okay,
Good.
yeah, we got
Hey,
stuff
well,
to do.
keep up the
And
good work.
just real quick, I want to echo what Britt said. Right from the get-go, I'm not going to say much less. I'm just going to say Joel. He and I just clicked. And I would like talk to him and I'd bounce all these thoughts and ideas off him. You go, yeah, do it. Love it. I love it. Let's do it. Yeah, great. He's never, ever once gone, yeah, no, maybe, whatever. The man's passion, his energy, I will personally miss. I really will. Because Tom sent this to me. Tom's got a different energy, which we're all going to explore. Tom sent this to me. There it is. Yeah.
Oh.
This is what Joel is all about. And I had one of the members of our assembly make up a little video about We Are the Energy, We Are the SAM. So publicly, he ain't gone yet. He and I have got a lot of things to do yet. So I publicly want to add, and I don't know if you want to turn your mics up and give him a nice hand clap. I just want to say, thank you, boss. Thanks, Joel. You the
Domo
best.
arigato.
Thank you, Joel.
Domo arigato. We're just getting started, folks. We're just getting started.
Battery's not
Yes.
even half done.
That's the spirit.
Yep.
Get ready to roll.
They
We
thought
do-
the pandemic slowed the SAM down.
We do more together because
That's
we
right.
are the energy. We are the SAM.
Well, I'm a member of SAM and IBM, and here in St. Louis, we do a lot of things together unitedly.
Magic is a big family.
That's right. We always try to look out for each other and help each other with different nonprofits and the churches and the schools and the hospitals and that, and the Shriners clubs.
Yeah.
The Shriners Hospital, we visit there quite a bit for the kids and that. And St. Louis Children's Hospital, yeah, we do quite a bit together.
Folks, I got to take off. Have a great weekend.
Okay, bye everyone.
Anthony and
Thanks.
Alan,
Okay.
Thank you.
awesome job. Awesome job.
Fantastic.
Bye,
Well done,
everybody.
everyone. Bravo.
Bye.
Bye.
Before you
Easy now.
vanish.